Can't believe it. Kobe Bryant is oh man. Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, man, is probably rolling over in his grave. That is freaking ridiculous. 30-point blowout at home. Not the Staples Center, the crypto.com arena. They don't renamed it. It ain't the house that Kobe and Shaq built no more. It's some more bull crap. They get beat by 30 to a Pelicans team that just got BI back, just made a trade for CJ. He ain't even fully acclimated yet. Zion is not even healthy and playing. First year coach, and they just out there giving them the business, beating them by 30. And you got a squad that got three top 75 players of all time on it. I'm sorry, three on the floor that was playing. AD is the fourth, but he's not playing. He's hurt. But they got three top 75, and supposedly someone is in the top 5 of all time that some people think is the GOAT and still playing decent basketball. They out there getting blowed out. Shouldn't no team with LeBron on it that supposedly still be in his prime and he's playing like he's always played in his prime at age 37 and you're 19, like everybody keep telling me. Like LeBron is this super amazing player. He's still averaging 28 and 8 and 8 and all this stuff. Y'all telling me this. So you can't make excuses now because all season LeBron was playing at top performance. So now we got excuses that he's 37 and you're 19. Now we got the excuses. These same excuses that when people told you that MJ at 39 and 40 playing for the Wizards, no one wanted to accept none of them that logic. For a 39-year-old that sat out for 3 years working in the front office of the Washington Wizards, comes back to play basketball, and he don't have a Melo or Westbrook or AD or Malik Monk. He don't have nothing close to that. His second best player was Ty Lue and Rip Hamilton. Had a rookie Kwame Brown, a rookie Brandon Haywood, had Eton Thomas on the bench. And y'all go try to tell me that y'all can't compare that. Y'all can't compare 39 after he done sat out for 3 years. And he just dusted off his sneakers and came out of the front office, took his suit and tie off and threw on some basketball shoes again. Right? Dude, it's not comparable. This dude, LeBron, and I've been holding it in all season because everybody I talk to is telling me I'm too hard on LeBron. It's not right. It's not fair and all this stuff. And, everybody want to keep having this GOAT debate with him. This dude is not in the GOAT debate. It's a wrap. He's not even better than Kobe. Kobe would have never went out like this. He's going out super sad. He would have never went out like this. It's freaking disgraceful, man. It's horrible. Kobe would have never went out like this. And they're getting blowed out by the Pelicans. Out of all teams, the Pelicans. And this y'all king, this y'all GOAT. And then he stayed on the floor in the fourth quarter so he can pad his stats. He ended up getting 30, just bowling his way to the rim, getting D'd up by Tony Snell most of the game. Couldn't get by him, couldn't get a shot. And this what happens when your only move is running full speed to the rim to get a layup. Him and Westbrook doing that crash dummy stuff. Well, I just take off and run full speed to the rim, and that's the only way I can get an easy basket. No mid-range, no post-up. All it is speed, power to the rim. Or if you back off me, I'm going to shoot a three. That is horrible. That is you got two wrinkles to your game. Running full speed or shooting a three. That's horrible. That's horrible. What GOAT got two wrinkles? Running full speed or shooting a three. That's it. Him and Westbrook. 7 turnovers apiece. Westbrook had 0 assists and 7 turnovers. He's still in the game. Why? Melo get it going. They sitting him down like this is the only dude that can make a shot on your team that's not a layup or a dunk or a wide open three. He the only person who can get in the post and actually do something with it. And y'all treating him like he the role player. This is disgrace, man. Marvin, what's up, man?
What's going on, Mel? Say,
Yo,
man.
that was horrible,
What's,
bro.
now wait a minute. Hold on, Mel. I I was watching something on TV, and I just happened to go into my other partner's podcast. You might want to check him out too. It's Flight Sports TV. You might want to write that down. They still on. He be on 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, man. But
Okay,
when I go back in there, man, I see this information about LeBron. It broke, man. That just blew me away. This is crazy.
bro. You watched the game.
I turned it off because they was losing, man. I didn't know they got blew out this bad, man.
Man, they got destroyed. It was embarrassing. They couldn't guard the turnovers was just on another level. The
I,
turnovers was on another level. I couldn't believe the turnovers I was seeing from LeBron and Westbrook.
yeah, and he got the nerve to even mention goat out of his mouth.
Man, bro, he's unfair way. So this is the thing. I when I actually do a list and it's just my personal list, I got Bird. Well, this is actually my list. When it's just me, it's MJ and Kareem number 2. Those are unmovable. I can't. I haven't seen anything to change those two yet. Kobe's my 3rd.
Hmm.
Now, I would debate for the number 3 spot, and I was willing to entertain Bird, Magic, uh, Wilt, Tim Duncan, guys like that, and maybe even LeBron.
That's
Even though I personally don't think LeBron is a complete player enough to be in that conversation. So when I really come down to it, I had Kobe, Bird, Magic, Duncan, Wilt,
you got
and
Wilt that low on the totem pole, man.
yeah. But he's still top 10. And then somewhere around at 9, 10, 11 spot, I had LeBron. Right. However, to avoid arguing with people, I put LeBron top 5 just to stop the okay. I don't want to argue with nobody
So
because
you put him ahead of Bird, Magic.
if I'm talking to someone that's a real LeBron lover, I just put him at 5 just to avoid the argument. 4 or 5, right?
Ooh.
But really, I think it's about 8 players that are better basketball players than him and who had better careers.
Yeah, now
I mean, playing
in his prime he was good, but he going out too bad now. He ruined his reputation. Now he's ruining it. He,
but he's still good though. He's still good.
but
It's
he,
just
I
that
mean, he might get 32 points on 29 shots, though, man. That ain't good.
with 7 turnovers and whoever he guarding is gonna get loose. They
Yeah,
they
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 getting
they finding a
35.
hard time finding who he go guard. They trying to put him on big men so he don't have to defend the perimeter and exert any type of energy. But he getting cooked down low on big men too. And it seems like if the referees are not giving him star treatment and giving him little ticky tack foul calls, it seems like anybody can guard him.
Yeah,
It seemed like anybody can guard him. The only thing that was helping him is that you couldn't, he go get to the line. It
yeah.
ain't happening like that no more,
I mean, but tonight is just, it's embarrassing, man.
bro. Man, I didn't expect that. They coming out of All Star break getting their cheeks clapped. It's
Mhm.
ridiculous, man.
They keep playing like this, they ain't gonna even make the play in. They only had two
I don't,
games or two and a half up.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna make the play in. I really don't. I really
I
don't.
ain't, I'm gonna
And
look at
even
their
if they
schedule.
do, it's tough. It's a tough schedule. It's a
Man,
tough schedule. They got
that's a damn shame. Well, you should have heard them boys over there on Flight Sports. Them boys, man, I had to leave.
man. What they say?
Sure happy when I seen you come on because I didn't want to hear no more. They had pictures of Davis with on crying and about 18 pictures when he was hurt. I'm like, man, y'all.
Bro, it's just sad, man. It's sad. It's sad. They going out. Look, and when you think about it, I want you to just take this right because I don't count that bubble ring for a lot of reasons. I just don't count it for a lot of reasons, right? So LeBron comes over there year 1 before AD gets there. He's there with Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, and those guys, right? He don't think they're good enough to go to battle with. So he wants to trade them for AD. However, if he would have just let that team be what it was, I mean, look how good Brandon Ingram's playing now. You know,
Yeah,
look how
man,
look,
it
look
would
how
have
good
been
Lonzo
deep.
Ball is playing now. They could have done something, but he wanted AD so bad. So they trade all those guys that they had all those picks to accumulate and build this team, trade all them away, trade all their draft picks away for AD.
Mhm.
Right. Get there the second year. Okay, y'all actually hooping. Y'all got Rondo, y'all got Dwight Howard, y'all got an actual squad built around AD and LeBron. They looking good. And then the pandemic happens and the George Floyd and all that stuff was going on. And then we had that 4 month break. Then you come back in the bubble. They win the bubble ring.
Yeah,
They come back the year after that playing trash.
yeah,
They barely make the tournament. They had to play the play in. They almost lost the game against Golden State. Somehow they came back and won, beat Golden State in the play in, and then they make it to the playoffs, and then they get whooped by Phoenix. Then they come out this year, much of the same thing. They getting blowed out, beat down all game. They 5 games below 500 right now.
yeah. I
AD
mean,
can't stay
no,
on the
they
floor.
6 games under. They 27-33.
It's sad. And the Clippers ain't even got Kawhi or PG-13, and Ty Lue is over there doing a phenomenal job coaching. And they in a better situation than the Lakers are.
Man,
It
I
makes no
just
sense.
when I brought they tried to bring they schedule up, ESPN got a picture of LeBron frowning, looking crazy. They even talking about it.
Bro,
Oh man, this is crazy.
it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. And anybody that's still trying to protect this legacy of LeBron, and he I mean, you seeing it just unravel. You seeing without the referees helping him and without superstar help, there's not a lot he can do. There's
Well,
not a lot he can do.
he gonna cry and say, I got mines. He had 32 tonight.
See, and that's what I don't like about that stat pad, man. That dude stayed in the fourth quarter. That was down by 30 in the third. Frank
And
Vogel
he
should have never put LeBron back in the game. What you do when your starters play that bad? 7 turnovers from your point guard, your starting point guard Westbrook. 7 turnovers from your star player LeBron James, and you don't reward them by giving them the fourth quarter minutes. You sit them on the bench and you let them watch the whole fourth quarter and watch people go out there and play with some freaking heart and some guts and all of that stuff. That's what you're supposed to do in that situation. You don't put
I'm,
them back out there so they can get their numbers.
I'm telling you what's gonna happen. One of them finna fake an injury.
It's probably gonna be LeBron. Westbrook ain't gonna do it. He's too stubborn and bullheaded.
I'm telling you, one of them gonna fake an injury because they don't want to keep going through this.
He too stubborn and bullheaded. But LeBron, he'll do it. He'll
They
do it.
lost to they lost to the Clippers, the Pelicans, and they got Dallas Tuesday. Then they got the Clippers again. Then they go on a trip to Golden State, San Antonio, and Houston.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
wow,
They about to keep getting their cheeks clapped, man. They about to keep getting
wow.
their cheeks clapped. It makes no sense. Hold on. You say who they got next?
Hold on, let me look at it one more time. They got Dallas, Luca, and they
And he
beat
just
Golden State tonight.
yeah.
Then they got the Clippers. Then they got Golden State, then San Antonio, Houston, Washington, Phoenix, Toronto, Minnesota, Toronto, Washington, Cleveland, Philly. I ain't gonna keep man. I ain't finna keep them.
Man. Well, I mean, the way they playing, who can they beat? The
St. Mary's ain't on here.
way, bro, it's just a disgrace, man. Look, get LeBron out of that GOAT discussion, man. It's over, bro. It's over, man.
I mean, he didn't pull himself out of it.
Man, he should have been pulled out of it. I mean, it was fake to start with.
Now wait a minute. I want to go back to that statement I heard you say. Now you say your top 10 was who? First of all, I want to start by saying you got Wilt where?
So I got my three is solid, right? And my three is MJ, Kareem, Kobe, right?
Whoa, whoa, stop.
Yeah.
So you say Kareem was better than Wilt?
Um, what you
Because I
mean?
don't believe so.
Okay, explain.
Wilt, the
Yeah,
numbers
explain.
speak for themselves.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you got numbers. Good, good. So
Okay, I mean, but okay, I know it's a different era. I know it's a different era. Will was a man among boys back then, man.
Okay, he
I,
was.
I mean, seriously. I mean, all right, who scored the most points in the game? Who had the most rebounds?
Wilt.
Will got both of them.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they. Let me look up Will. Man,
No, Wilt.
Will was a
No, you.
beast, man.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the numbers, man, Wilt killed it. But this is the thing, right? He played, and it might be a little bit unfair to him because the Celtics had Russell, and they had like a whole team of Hall of Famers, man. They had a Hall of Fame coach. They had Hall of Fame players.
You talking
You
about
know,
Wilt's team,
no, I'm talking about the
the
Boston
Celtics.
Celtics. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
So,
how's that? How you gonna hold that against Will?
well, no, I'm just saying. So in that little era, Wilt was only able to get 2 rings.
Oh well, but see, when you say best player,
What? No, no, no. I'm saying greatest of all time list because when I look at great, I'm taking who's the better player and I'm taking into account what they was able to accomplish as well.
but see, the accomplishments usually are come from a team effort. So I
You
wouldn't
can
put
say that.
that in there because
Well,
you ain't gonna win no championship if you on the team by yourself. You gotta have the rest of the team with you. But when you
yeah, but
score 100 points, don't nobody you. Well, they do help you. They pass you the ball or this and that. But usually you got to score them points.
let me
Hang
let me
on.
ask you this. Let me ask you this. When Wilt was scoring all those points, right? When he was scoring all those points, was his teammates getting involved as much?
I'm finna bring up the game. Hang on one second. Hang on.
But while you doing that, let me just school you on this. It got to a point where they had to tell Wilt to score less and pass more, and when he did that, they had
We'll
more
change.
success.
Well, they probably, man, somebody probably was ready to kill him. Then wait, man, if somebody score 100 points on me, I might go to the car on his ass.
Yeah, but you know that usually okay. So it's kind of like the way um you remember when San Antonio and the Warriors when they had Iguodala and Kawhi Leonard guarding LeBron in the finals, and they both got MVP of the finals, right? And a lot of people say how they get MVP for guarding LeBron, and LeBron averaged 38 and 8 or whatever he averaged, right?
Yeah,
Well, the reason why is because the game plan was for LeBron to get his and nobody else to get theirs.
yeah.
So they needed
But
they needed a good defender that can guard LeBron one on one without a double team. And the result of that was that LeBron's stat line was going to be immaculate, but
have
no
you
one
have
else was
you
going to get
ever have
involved.
you ever looked at Wilt's stats?
Yeah, it's incredible.
No,
It's incredible.
hold on, wait. Let me just run one of them off to you. In
Okay,
61, he averaged 50 points and 25 rebounds
correct,
in 80 games.
correct.
50
And what?
points and 25 rebounds, and you ain't got him in the top one or two?
No. And what was the end results of that 61 year? Who won? Who won the
Well,
finals that year?
I don't see if they sell. I can look for his accolades in here in just a second. I
Remember,
just want to go over his stats.
yeah, but
Hang on
remember,
one
you
second.
you you play to win the game. You don't play to get the stats.
Yeah, but all right, but you didn't say who won the most championships. You say the best player.
No, that's not what I'm saying. It ain't about who. I'm not judging. But if that was the case, I would have Russell number one. I'm not judging it based. It's a totality of it, and the foundation of how I consider who the better player is me seeing who the better player was. And
Well,
I have, and my number one is solid. I haven't seen a player better than Michael Jordan.
far as champ, if okay, how do I say this? If you want to look at play, you see, you saying players, so that's
Mhm.
what's throwing me off. What you saying players, I'm not even seeing another player on the floor. I'm not thinking championship either. Now, if you want to go championship, you almost got to go Bill Russell,
No, but no, because Bill Russell wasn't as good as player as MJ was. He
but
wasn't
he
even
won more championships.
correct, but he wasn't as good as player as MJ was. You
So
got to
you
you
saying
got to
like
have
the combination of being good and winning championship.
yeah. It's a combo, but the meat and potatoes of it is who is the best player.
But
Russell,
these numbers that Will got out are unheard of, man.
right, and then he's lacking in the other areas like winning. Like I'm scoring points to win, not scoring
Well,
points just to
wait,
score.
wait. This man averaged over 20 rebounds for 12 straight years.
He's the GOAT of stats.
He
But,
averaged over 40 points.
he's the GOAT of stats,
No, he
not
didn't.
the
That
GOAT of
still makes
basketball.
sense. That
He's the
still.
GOAT. He's the GOAT of stacks.
Oh man,
You can say Wilt is the GOAT of stats. You can say Russell is the GOAT of rings, but the GOAT of basketball is going to go to the better basketball player. And
I
that
understand. I understand.
okay.
I just was. I guess I was just confused in the way that you was figuring it or how you came to your numbers.
You're
He
right.
did not. He did not average no lower than 20 points until his last 2 years, and
Phenomenal.
he
Phenomenal.
averaged 14 and 13.
He the best player you ever seen play?
Well, he's a little bit old for me.
No. Take numbers off the table. We walk into the
Oh no,
gym.
but see,
No. Listen, Marvin. Listen, Marvin. Listen. Take numbers off the table. Walk into a gym. You see Wilt. You see LeBron. You see MJ. They all in there hooping 5-on-5. And when you leave out of that gym, who you gonna say, man, that's the best player I ever seen? Which one?
overall game, I really can't. It's not a comparison because they would. If they both were guards, then I could give you that comparison. If they both were centers, I could give you that comparison. But it's a totally different game. So I say this: in a full court game, Jordan would dominate. In a half court game, Wilt dominate.
So Wilt, the best player you ever seen? I'm just asking, is he the best
I
player you ever
I
seen?
say he half of it because he win in a half point court game.
No. Is just straight up, yes or no? Is he the best player you ever seen play?
I, I,
And that's
yes,
why, and
yes,
he is so
yes,
okay.
yes.
Good.
Yes,
You gave me an
because
answer.
stats. No, let me say this. Because when
No.
you say
Stats
player,
aside, is Wilt the
well,
best
when you
player
say
you ever
player,
seen?
you do not add on the rest of the team, and you do not calculate championships. You said player.
Listen, I'm not calculating anything except what you see.
Well,
Is
Will,
Wilt
yes,
is Wilt
definitely Will.
from what you see with your eyes, is Wilt the best basketball player you ever seen?
Now you know that's hard to judge because we.
It ain't hard. It ain't
I
hard.
mean, I wasn't. I didn't run through. I didn't see a lot of his games, but I just see his stats. So
Exactly. So
I seen Mike.
remember what we said last time we was live? I said a lot of people are comparing guys that never seen play and all they seen was their stats in the paper resume. So you never seen any of Wilt's failures.
Yeah.
You never seen when he went head to head with Russell and Russell was blocking his shots and
I was
outplaying
just too
him
young. I
and
mean, I
getting him up.
seen some, but I
You
was
didn't
way
see none
too.
of that.
I was way too young.
Exactly. So the best player you've ever seen, and you can't add Wilt because you've never seen him. The best player you've
Well,
ever
it's definitely
seen is
Mike.
who?
It's definitely Mike.
Okay, so it's Mike. All right. So
Yeah,
when I make the list, fair or not,
you starting with that.
if I didn't witness your career, it's very hard for me to just take your
Yeah,
numbers
yeah. But if you were talking
and
to an
place you.
87-year-old guy, then he would say, "Well,
He probably would, but
yeah."
I know some people that would say Kareem as well. That's old.
But now, in Kareem's defense, he played against Will.
He did.
And let me see if I can find some of those stats.
Let me tell you about Kareem.
Go ahead,
This
because I got to go to the restroom, but I can hear you. Go ahead.
this man was undefeated at UCLA. I think he might have won 3 championships at UCLA. He
National
did
champ.
this. He did the same thing in high school. Then he got to the league, won in Milwaukee with Oscar, went to the Lakers and won 5 with Magic, and played 20 years, and he's like number 1 in scoring all time.
Well, like,
He's like number 3 in rebounds and like number 5 in blocks.
wait a
The
minute.
dude,
He's the number one. He got the most points of anybody.
yeah. LeBron is chasing Kareem. LeBron trying to catch Kareem.
Mm, that's what he's standing for.
Yeah, that's what he stand for. Karl Malone is number 2. LeBron is number 3. I
Then
want to
what
say
is Mike?
Kobe's 4 and Mike's 5.
Mm.
Now, now,
Yeah,
now, my
I never paid attention to how many points. I figured, I thought Kareem had the most points.
yeah, but look, everybody's who's at the top of the list, whether it's Stockton with assists and steals, Kareem with points, all of those guys played at least 19 years.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He must play a whole
Mike
lot.
Mike played 15 years, and two of those years he was hurt. Well, his second year he was hurt. He only played 7 games. Um, so he really played 14 years, and then the other year he came back. He only played, I want to say, 14 games when he came back out of retirement. So he really had a good strong 13 years to be number 5 in scoring all time, and it took Kobe and LeBron, um, and Karl Malone and Kareem at least 19 to get what they had.
Yeah.
Think
Well,
about that.
let me count the years that Wilt played. Let me hang on.
Oh, Wilt, I don't. Wilt didn't play 19 years, so his
He
numbers is
played a
even
lot of years.
crazier.
I'm looking at his stats. Hang on one second. I'm just not getting it back down. Hang on. Let me look. He played from 59 to 72. So that's
So
40.
yeah, so he played about the same as Mike.
Yep.
So really, when you think about it, as far as dominating, nobody dominated like Wilt and Mike. They only played 14, 15 years apiece. Everybody else is trying to play 19 and 20 so they can get all the way up the stat book on the all-time list. I can't respect that, man. I can't go and say uh, I'm gonna judge anything when we in this GOAT debate based on all-time records when I know you played 20 years to get where you was at.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Well,
Yeah,
you know
Lamar,
what? You know
25
what?
points to
Now,
the Pelicans.
you know what? Now, speaking of that, because I really get angry. I was born up north, and I was born in Gary, but I'm all Chicago, right? And I cannot stand guys here in Dallas when they tell me that Emmett was better than Walt because
Or
he got
or or
because he
or
got more
Barry
yards.
Sanders or Barry Sanders or Jim Brown.
Whoa, yeah, because he got more yards.
Exactly. And he played about what? What?
He
How long
played
he
an
played?
extra. He intentionally played a bunch. He even got traded and went to damn St.
Arizona,
Louis to get to break. Yeah, to get to
Arizona. Went to
Arizona.
Arizona to get that touchdown record,
Yeah, he
which is
did that
cool.
intentionally
Which
to
is
get
cool.
that.
At least he let everybody know he was trying to get the touchdown record. I'm cool with
He
that.
and
But
the
but
yards too.
but ain't nobody trying to make the claim that Emmett is the best running back we've ever seen.
No, yeah,
Based on
you're right.
based on no nobody's
But
doing
he
that. But
but he
every,
he wanted that record, so his name would
yeah,
be.
he got the record. That's good. I can respect him for getting that record. I can't respect nobody if they try to say that he was better than Barry Sanders because of the record. When I know Barry played way less years than him, and it took him
And
a
was
long
way
time to
better
pass
back.
Barry.
And he
Yeah,
was a
way
way
better back.
better
Yeah,
back.
for sure, for sure. They both was
And you
good,
know
but
what?
Barry
That's the
was of the
only
world.
that's the only back that I ponder with when somebody talk about Peyton. Barry was bad.
Barry was a bad boy.
Barry was cold piece.
Was a bad boy, and that's how I feel about this thing with LeBron. People are going to try to say that he is somewhere above where he should be because of a record that he's playing 20 years to get.
Yeah. And you know what? But I believe this record is being challenged by it's challenged by a lot of younger guys, the younger generation, because they seen him and they didn't see as much of Mike. It's almost like us speaking right now, and then we speak with an elder gentleman who's older than us, and they say,
Right.
"What Will?"
Which is cool. Which is cool. I mean, but it's based on what they sing though. At least it's based on what they sing. They say, man, I ain't seen nothing like this, right? Okay, it's based on what you seen, but don't come and tell me the only reason why I got him above X, Y, and Z is because of where he's at on the all time record. I just can't respect that, man. And Lamar Jerry Rice is the GOAT receiver, and he's the GOAT, probably one of the GOAT football players. You already know my stance on who the greatest of all time as far
Yeah,
as
I
football.
would put Rice as probably the GOAT receiver.
Yeah. And I got five people in my GOAT debate of football, and ain't none of them a quarterback. It's Jerry Rice, it's Deion Sanders, it's Lawrence Taylor, it's Jim Brown, and I throw a quarterback in there. It's Joe Montana. Those five are in my GOAT debate for football.
And you didn't put Barry there because of his longevity.
Um, well, I didn't put him there because he retired early,
That's what I
and
mean.
he didn't get the other piece of the puzzle
That's
that goes
champion.
with being a great player. Yo, you're a great player, and then you add this other stuff to it, to
Walk
kind
at
of
it. Walk
solidify.
at one.
Huh?
Walk at one. Peyton.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Jim Brown was better than Walter Payton though.
Well, yeah. Yeah, Jim Brown. Now, see, and I'm from Chicago, but I still would say Jim was better than him.
Yeah, yeah, I think Jim Brown was better, man. He
Oh,
was amazing.
man, Jim Brown was please.
Yeah, he was amazing, man. He was amazing.
Yes, he was.
Lamar, hey Lamar, you need to come on in and join. Jerry Rice is my good receiver, but people say he was stat padding because he played in his 40s. But even before him playing in his 40s, he was out. See that's the thing about it. Even before he went to his 40s, he was already considered the best receiver we ever seen. So
Yeah.
he wasn't trying to go get the numbers so he can state that claim that he was the best. LeBron
Yeah, he fighting
is
over.
yeah, he's doing it because he wants it a part of his resume for the GOAT debate.
Yeah.
Like he's purposely in his mind looked at it and said, all right, I'm probably not gonna get 6 rings like Mike. I'm not gonna elevate my game to a point where I'm better than Mike on the floor. So the best thing I can do is go get the record.
Wow.
So he's trying to take the back door into the GOAT debate.
Yeah.
He should never be in the house where the debate is going on, period, because he
Well,
never elevated his game past Michael Jordan. In order for someone to get in a debate for Michael Jordan, your game has to come and match his or exceed his, and then we start looking at your resume.
well,
Kobe elevated his game to Mike's, where we can start comparing them. But then when you look at the resume, Mike blew him out on the resume. So that's how that debate ended with Kobe. But
yeah.
at least he got his game up to Mike, right? LeBron never got his game up that he didn't even get past Kobe.
Uh,
So the debate should have never started.
let me bring up Mike. How old was Mike when he retired?
I think he got his last championship when he was 36 in 98. And then he retired for 99, 2000, and I think he came back
Michael Jordan.
in 2001.
All right, hang on. Let me look at his
So
stats.
he was 38 when he came back. Played
He
six.
was playing when he was 40, wasn't he?
Yeah, because he came back at 38. Um, he turned 39 that year, and then he came back the next year, and he turned 40 midway through the season. And when he came back when he was 38, he only played 60 games. He tore his meniscus.
Yeah.
Missed the remainder of the season. Came back the next year after he rehabbed it and played 82 games when he was 39 and 40 years old. Made All Star. I mean, come on, man, it was just a different dude, bro.
He averaged 30 points a game, 7 straight years.
Yeah, and one year he averaged 32, 8 and 8,
Yeah,
and
I'm looking.
80 and 88 and 89, 32, 8 and 8. That's the
Yeah,
year he was playing point guard,
he averaged 32.5, 8 rebounds, 8 assists.
right? And that's when Phil Jackson came in and said, "We go put the triangle offense in, and we go take you off the ball." So, initially, Michael Jordan was playing ball dominant basketball like LeBron played his whole career. So,
Well, I mean, in 86, he averaged 30, 37, 30. Wait a minute. He averaged 37 a game and 5 and 4
yeah,
in 82 games.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he's a bad boy. He's a bad boy. And then on top of that, he only averaged 22 with the Wizards, which brought his average down, and he still ended up for a career averaging 30.2 points.
He
six
averaged
rebounds, six
49.
rebound, 6 rebounds and 5 assists.
Yeah, he averaged 49.7% from the field for his career.
And he shoot jump shots most of the time.
Yeah, and
Imagine it. Imagine almost hitting 50% of mid-range jumpers.
wow.
Imagine that. That's why people say there's no other better basketball player we've seen, because as good as he was on offense, he was just that good on defense as
Yeah,
well.
I mean,
Just pick, just
Mike's
picture,
comparison, Mike's
yeah,
comparison to anybody else to me is just outlandish. They shouldn't even.
yeah.
I mean, if they seen it, I can kind of understand a 18 to 20-year-old not
I can't,
understanding.
I
Well,
can't,
they ain't never seen it
I
really.
can't. No, all you gotta do is play basketball and then watch it and realize, oh no, this something different. Like if you've ever been in the gym practicing one move for 2 weeks straight, putting an hour in the gym, just getting the footwork down, the form on your pull up, like it's not easy just to master something like that, right?
Even
M,
his
M,
last year, he averaged 20 points a game.
22, I think, something like that.
No, he averaged 22 in '01, and then he finished up 82 games in '02. He averaged
Yeah.
20.
Don't forget, 40 years old, played 82 games.
82 games.
40, yeah, LeBron did those turnovers, man, and there was bad turnovers. Lamar, if you watch the game, the turnovers was horrible. The
I
turnovers
probably
was just
have to go.
horrible, man. But let me say something about Kobe real quick,
I'm gonna
right?
bring his up. Go ahead.
Freaking Kobe Bryant, man,
Kobe Bryant.
bruh. The so where he's number 4 all the time. He passed Michael Jordan as well. He played 20 years to get it. But this is the difference about Kobe. Remember, he came in out of high school, played for a coach in Dale
This
Harris
is the
that
difference about Kobe.
did not want to put him in the
Really
game.
came in out of high school. Played for a
Hey,
coach Dale
hey
Harris.
Lamar, turn off YouTube or Facebook, whichever one you got on. I got an echo coming in.
What's going on, Mark?
What's up, Mike?
What's
Um,
up, people?
what's up,
Marvin.
man? Did you see that game, Mike?
I caught the tail end of it, man.
Was LeBron still in the game when you watched it?
Nah, not when I saw. I saw him on the bench.
Bro, let me tell you how this game went. They came out throwing blows at each other early. You know,
Say, Mel, I'm
just
gonna go and come back in. I'm gonna bring a new device. I'll be right back.
okay, but they throwing blows a little bit, right? Lakers up 2-0, Lakers up 3-2, Lakers up 5-3, stuff like that. I'm like, okay, and then Pelicans went up by 5-6. I think they finished the first quarter up by 4 points. Second quarter came and then they just started hitting shots and they just got ugly, and the Lakers turnovers was all over the place. Westbrook had, I want to say, 8 points, 0 assists, and 5 turnovers at halftime. LeBron also had 5 turnovers at halftime. Right. They come back out in the third quarter. Pelicans open it up. Westbrook and LeBron turnovers was just amazing. Just amazing, man. I mean, 7 turnovers apiece between them. 7 turnovers apiece. And the game is over in the third quarter. They up 30 in the third.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron playing like crap, missing layups, looking for foul calls, throwing turnovers, bad ones, just out of bounds. And all of a sudden, the fourth quarter starts. I'm like, man, surely Frank Vogel is not going to put those starters back in. They played like crap for 3 quarters. You can't put them back in. LeBron can't stat pad tonight. It can't happen. And sure enough, LeBron comes out there and he's going for his. They're not even running offense no more. LeBron was just out there trying to get his numbers. I promise you. I watched it. They ran no offense. LeBron was out there to get his numbers. And he just kept going to the hole, trying to get easy layups, and that was it. When he got 32 points, he went and sat down with 5 minutes left in the game. And these dudes on Facebook in the group still trying to protect him, saying this man ain't stat padding. Talking about he's 37. I say, what his age got to do with stat padding? Kobe Bryant would never. I seen Kobe Bryant score 60 points in 3 quarters and went and sat his monkey tail down in the 4th. Why I'm gonna be out there for?
Kobe played 20 years too, man.
He played 20 years. Go ahead, Mike.
No, what I was going to say, it's funny that when LeBron is on a tear, like when he's averaging 30 plus for like a stretch, everybody's like, oh, year 19, 37 years old, going strong in the game. But then, like you just said, when he starts playing like trash or has bad consecutive games, like, oh, he's 37, and I'm just like,
I don't want to hear it. I'm tired of it.
you can't do it.
Well, let me say this, guys. I wouldn't say he's having bad games.
What?
Is that
if you watch
no,
it?
no.
If
Let
you
me
watch it-
finish. Let me finish. I'm not taking up for him. Hold on. What I'm saying is he makes up for it supposed to be being a bad game by just forcing shots and and just trying to make sure he pad his stats. Meaning if he
Right, because he know these non-basketball heads like Nick Wright is gonna wake up in the morning and look at the stat line and say LeBron did his job.
Yeah.
But because we're on the West Coast, everybody on the East Coast probably relying on ESPN in the morning. They ain't gonna stay up and watch the game on no school night. So they go get up in the morning and hear Nick Wright say LeBron had 32. They didn't see the game. You're like, I watch it. I'm on the West Coast. I can stay. It was set. The game came in at 7 where I'm at. It was 10 where y'all was at. Right? Yeah. A lot of people in bed. So they go get up, see the stat line, and be like, oh, LeBron was balling. No, he wasn't. LeBron was
I'm looking at Kobe's stats, and you remember I just told you Mike scored averaged 30 for 8 straight years. Kobe he averaged 30 3 straight years. That's it. 2 straight years.
That says a lot. Sheldon, what's up, man? I got somebody on the phone. What's up, Sheldon? Hold on, Sheldon. Hold on.
James?
Say it again.
I said I'm scrolling 1 o'clock in the morning. Y'all bashing LeBron James?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's not how it. Listen, LeBron is setting himself up so we could go back to Cleveland, man. We taking our talents back to Cleveland, man. Rich Paul already got in the work.
Explain to me how he go get to Cleveland. Cleveland don't want him. Explain to me how he get to Cleveland. Cleveland don't want him.
Come on, man. You see
Cleveland
that
don't
last
want
shot
him.
he took an All-Star? We want that man back.
Look, he ain't got that Mamba mentality. You see them books behind me. You see that man up there? He ain't got that Mamba mentality.
Lord have mercy.
Who
is that on the phone? Who is that on the phone, man?
This is my boy Sheldon, man. Number 24 would have never did that. Never went down about 30 to the Pelicans when he got a daggone two top 75 players beside him. Ain't no way.
Pelicans is a better team.
Ain't no how's the Pelicans a better team led by LeBron?
LeBron is in year 20. LeBron shouldn't be leading anything.
Okay, so tell me what year that we reached that point where we can't when LeBron ain't supposed to be. Well, if he ain't supposed to be leading the team, why is he leading the team? Why ain't he? So you telling me he a role player? He a role player now? He's a role player.
He should be.
He's a role player.
The goal is after that first championship with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis supposed to grab the baton. He failed to do so. He disappointed us.
I agree with that.
If you really look at the
baton was too heavy. The baton was too heavy to hurt one of his legs
right now.
It's
not supposed to be LeBron's team.
It can't be Anthony Davis' team if they keep building a team around LeBron. LeBron is the one who needs shooters. LeBron is the one who's the focal point on offense, who always got the ball in his hand. They're running the offense through him. It's either AD's team or it's not. If it's AD's team, I need to see him touch the ball every possession in the post. And LeBron should be somewhere on the wing with sitting his little happy tail down.
I agree with that too. But at the end of the day, how can you, business is business. Rob Pelinka, the head coach, even Jeannie Buss knows she has a tight window to win championship. You can't really if AD is always hurt, you got to go to LeBron.
Hey, Sheldon.
His win percentage with him on the court, he got a higher chance to win versus Anthony Davis.
Hey, Sheldon, let me ask you this real quick. Just, your team LeBron. So they're going into this back half of the season right now. What should LeBron be telling his team? What should he be doing as the leader of his team to turn this season around to get them into the play-in or, the 8th seed in the playoffs? I
I don't think LeBron could do anything. I think the message LeBron need to do and what LeBron always do is get rid of the coach.
Oh my God.
Oh my Lord.
You know,
He gonna fire another coach, bro.
Oh,
Another
you gotta
coach
get
gotta
rid of
go.
the coach. You gotta
and
make
if that
sure
one don't work, he gets rid of that one too.
No, listen. If you gotta let him know, the team know to play with LeBron James means you're gonna walk on eggshell.
Oh my God, man.
These
Lord
other
have
players are too
mercy.
comfortable.
How are we making this
Well, he
normal,
better be
man?
glad Mike wasn't in the league when he was here, because he'd
I'm
been
I'm
crying.
not saying it's a sexy way to pronounce it. The way I'm saying it, but it's the truth.
Okay, and you rather cut for a player that got these kind of standards?
I mean, if you're not helping, you're hurting, right? We want to win championship.
Okay, so is he better than Mike?
Is LeBron? Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
of
God.
course.
Oh, that's
I mean,
an easy.
is humans faster than we were 50 years ago? Or I mean, I think that answers his own question. The game evolved. The game evolved. Players evolved.
He don't sound like he's 12. I don't understand where his thoughts are coming from. Because the only people who believe that is 12-year-olds.
You want to know where it's coming from? It's coming from Nick Wright. It's coming from Shannon Sharp. It's not coming from years of playing basketball since you was 6 years old. It's not coming from. It's not coming from getting up at 7 a.m. when it's still the sun's just rising and you go to the court and you shooting, trying to get 150 jump shots up before lunchtime.
Yeah. So obviously you figure he's better than Kobe Bryant too, then, right?
No truck out there?
Yeah, I was asking a question. I say, so obviously you feel that he was better than Kobe Bryant too, huh?
Yeah, of course. Kobe Bryant, another story. I mean, he's not here anymore, so I don't really want to,
Let me ask you. Moment of truth, Sheldon, and just be honest with me. Do you think LeBron is a good free throw shooter?
No.
Do you think LeBron is a good mid-range shooter?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. His field goal percentage.
When it counts.
No, just overall. Is just real life? Is he a good mid-range shooter?
Nah, I mean, I would say yeah, because in the moment when it counts, that ball is going in.
Yeah, in the moment when it counts, he don't take mid-range.
Yeah.
I mean,
and also
he shots. He got more. He got more buzzer beater than Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. So he's taking the shot.
Do you know? I seen all his first 4 buzzer beaters when he was in Cleveland. Did you know all of them was layups?
I mean,
did you see the buzzer beater when he beat Gilbert Arenas in the playoffs? It was a layup.
So you
like
tell
his buzzer beaters a layup. So you can't count.
I hear you. Here's the scenario real quick. There's 3 seconds left on the clock. You're LeBron James. You got the ball. If the other team allow you to make a layup, who follows that?
No, I'm not here to debate that.
I'm gonna take the layup. If you're giving me a layup, I'm gonna take it.
No,
I'm not gonna shoot it.
He takes the layup because that's his strength, right?
Yeah, they allow it.
So hold on. So we've established that getting in the paint and layups and dunks is his strength. The mid range is not his strength, right? However, for any player as athletic as Mike, Kobe, or LeBron, getting to the hole was their strength because they was always better at the guys that their peers. They was always better at getting to the hole. The difference between Mike, Kobe, and LeBron is that they had a strength on getting to the hole, and then they created another strength in the mid range. Right. So they created their second strength. LeBron never elevated his game to make that mid range his second strength. So he always went to the layup when he needed it. He couldn't rely on that mid range. So the free throws, the mid range, weak points, defense weak, playing off the ball weak, playing in the post weak, right? All of those things were strengths for MJ and Kobe. But then you're gonna say LeBron is better than both of those? Impossible.
Yeah.
You know what?
I mean,
I'm looking at his stats, man. And he's a career 50% shooter from the field.
Right.
and seven
Layups and dunks.
seven rebounds and seven. I mean, now I'm with him on this one. When you're gonna take the shot, you're gonna be given. But he's a career 50% shooter from the field and career 7 assists and 7 rebounds. That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah, and his career is
That-
27
That's
points a
why.
game.
That's why I got him in the top 10. That's good.
Well, he
LeBron-
deserves at least to be in the top 5.
No, not over no Bird and Magic.
But I mean, who did Bird and Magic play against?
Not over no Bird and Magic.
I think who you play against matters too. I don't think Kobe or LeBron or Michael Jordan ever played Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Kevin
They ain't
Durant.
even in the top 20 though.
This man said Klay Thompson and Draymond Green.
Man, those guys you just named not even in the top 20. The Bird and
when you got Steph Curry and when you got Steph Curry and KD, Sean Livingston is scary.
Oh my God, this dude.
Good Lord. Okay, now I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do this, man, but I got to.
You got Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Steph Curry and KD on the same squad. The whole squad is scary.
Man, I'm sure happy you came on late so everybody couldn't hear this, man. Damn.
You can't use the whole KD and whatchamacallit because LeBron beat them when they had the best record. So you can't even use that as a means of conversation as to
but he also came back from 3. He did the impossible twice. He beat the team and came back down 3-1.
Okay, so
I don't think Michael Jordan could do that.
Hold on, he beat a juggernaut, right? That's what you're saying. He beat a juggernaut led by Stephen Clay. I mean, Stephen Clay, not KD. Wait. He beat a juggernaut. He beat a juggernaut led by Stephen Clay. Steph is a top 75 player. Clay isn't. Right now, Michael Jordan created a juggernaut. His team was the juggernaut. Right. That's a whole different accomplishment. When you, I don't know why LeBron team was never a juggernaut, even though he had 3 top 75 players on his team. Right. Bosh, Wade, and Ray Allen, and including himself, that makes 4. It's a difference, bro.
I just want to throw in there that 3-1 comeback was great, but it's like everybody seems to forget Kyrie Irving was on that same team that came back from a 3-1 deficit.
For sure.
Like, everybody like to pretend like he didn't have no impact in those games, and he was killing them.
I'm not saying that. But Jordan had Robert Horry.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Not Robert Horry. He had shooters too. Like I can name a couple shooters that saved Jordan. Derek Fisher, Rick Fox.
You talking about Kobe? Look, you ain't. They ain't never have a number 2. Well, Jordan ain't never have a number 2 that was scoring 40 a game like Kyrie.
Yeah. No, Scotty ain't never had no more than maybe 21.
I mean, we compare Scottie Pippen to LeBron. So, how good was Scotty? I mean,
Scotty was really good. Scotty was really good.
I think Klay Thompson.
Was good. Overall, he was good. Question:
Scotty was really good, but he wasn't giving them 40. The points was mainly on MJ to get.
Yeah, but I want to ask him this, Mel. Not to ask you your age, but how many times have you seen Jordan play?
That's all. I mean, I saw Jordan play a couple times.
That explains it.
2 times?
That explains it. That explains it.
I saw his last 3 runs. I see his first 3.
I want to do this without asking him his age, Mel. I mean, because if he's 18, I can understand. Because most 18 to 24 to 25-year-olds believe LeBron was all world because they really had never seen much of Mike.
He's saying if you're older than that, then you should know better.
That's right. And point that finger strong at him, too. But what we want to do is this. We want to give him a pass and then tell him it is a little late for him if he is that old. Because, we up late tonight, baby. And, if you don't know nothing about Mike, that means you usually sleep.
Listen, man, I respect Mike. I appreciate, without Mike, there's no LeBron, but you gotta look at his opponent. Who did Mike play against?
You gotta look at his teammates as well. Who did LeBron play with?
people. What you mean?
Wait. Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question, Shelton. Who he played against? Stockton and Malone, both top seven. Both
He
top
played
75
against
players
probably
of all time.
60 top
Hold
75s.
on, Marvin. I don't need no help on this. I'm about to cook. I'm about to cook him and let the meat
Oh,
fall off the
yeah,
bone.
cook it
I
till
don't
it's
need
boiling.
I don't need no help with this. Shelton, Stockton Malone, top 75. I like that the ESPN and NBA give us this easy stuff, right? You got top 75 players, and then you got players that didn't make it. Top 75, Stockton Malone. That's 2, right?
All right.
When LeBron came back from 3-1 against Steph and Clay, how many top 75 players was on that team?
I mean,
no, just answer the question. Just answer the question. 1, right?
All right, 1. I give it
Might beat 2. All right.
And
when he beat Clyde Drexler, there's another top 75 player he beat. When he beat Charles Barkley, that's another top 75 player he beat. When he beat Patrick Ewing all those times, that's another top 75 player he beat. Right? I mean, we can go on and on.
Yeah, you can keep going with guards. You can go with
For sure.
guards, forwards, centers.
Yeah.
I mean, but like I said, I'm not going to rag on Mel because I'm not going to rag on him too hard, Mel, because if he's younger, I mean, it's just like a baby.
Shelton, 27 years old, man. He ain't young.
Hey, Lamar said no pass for Shelton.
Definitely go get no pass.
But man. I'm just saying, Mel, if you a baby, we can't expect for you to get up in the middle of the night and go jump in the car and go down to the store because you're a baby. You don't know no baby.
He not no baby. It's just that, he probably was doing other things. When I was hooping, he probably was doing something else. I just see hoop a little
different.
Do you know why people
if you was hooping at night,
he was asleep? Yeah, you know why people call LeBron RoboCop?
Yeah, this is the first time I hear RoboCop. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Because all his movements look robotic on the court. He look robotic. His footwork is robotic in the post. He's robotic everywhere on the court. He's just a big block out there with speed and power.
You know what's crazy? LeBron game ain't really changed much. His shooting probably got a little better, but it's from day one to now it ain't really much of a change.
And it's showing.
But do that make him better than Jordan though?
And he's still questionable, one of the greatest players still in the game today. That's kind of scary.
If MJ would have came in and just relied on his speed and athleticism and getting to the hole, he played point forward, he probably would have had the same type of career with not a lot of rings. He probably would have got 2 rings maybe, and he would have had a whole lot of stats like LeBron. Right.
And see, Sheldon and Mel to piggyback.
Jordan had the same freedom. He was all good. He couldn't be touched.
You all right for coming on this show, Sheldon? And we needed somebody to just roast.
Hey, no. Sheldon, so my whole point, Sheldon, when I compare both of them, and it's basically like with the last 2 things that you and Melvin said, when it came down to it, like when you realize you have deficiencies and holes in your game, do you take the time to fix them or do you just rely on what you already have? Facts. You have players like Mike and Kobe who over the years strive to get better and work on whatever the deficiencies were. As to where LeBron, like you said, he's a better 3-point shooter now, but for the most part, that's really it. He has just relied on the fact that he is physically bigger and stronger than the people that play his position.
Facts.
All right. I'm going to say something about Kobe. Can't hear you.
Thank you. You done struck him down. Damn.
Go ahead.
I don't know. All right. I'm going to say something. Kobe listener. I'm going to say something about Kobe. I don't think Kobe ever got better. I think Kobe mimicked Jordan so much that he didn't get better. Like, if you look at Kobe championship run, he had 3 with Shaq. I mean, Dwayne Wade called in the NBA and won a ring with Shaq. I mean, it was that easy. And it's
Mel, before you say anything, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, Shell. I'm let him finish.
His final 2 championship, he did it with a team that was like a unicorn.
Hey.
He had He
Sure.
had 2 7-footer in the paint with Pau Gasol and Bynum. What? I mean,
Are any of those top 75s?
I mean, they were good.
Were they top 75?
I mean,
no,
they were good.
No. So I'm glad you brought that up. Let me tell you the difference between Kobe and LeBron. Kobe got drafted by the Lakers, and he already had a number one. Kobe was a number 2 at first. He already had a number 1 there with Shaq.
Hold on one second. Before you say that, does the top 75 really matter? Because the Detroit Pistons that won a championship, none of them guys was on the top 75.
I think Rasheed should have been, but
a couple of guys.
But Rasheed,
Ben Wallace. You don't think Ben Wallace deserved to be on the top 8?
No, not Ben Wallace. But we'll get to that. That's another live. I'm gonna cook that top 75 and that top 10 list. I'm gonna cook that on another live, not this one though.
Okay.
So Kobe shows up. He's got Shaq, right? They win 3. They went to 4 straight finals. They win 3 out of 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then people start saying things like what you just said. Only reason why Kobe is winning is because he got Shaq. And Kobe said, I don't want that to be the narrative when I retire, that I only won because I had Shaq. I want to get away from Shaq. So him and his wife was looking for homes in Chicago. They was going to go to Chicago, and he was going to start
we was going to get it.
Right? Until he found out that they was going to trade Shaq. And he was like, okay, I get my own squad. So he ran from Shaq to prove that he was that guy. LeBron did the opposite. He had the opportunity in Cleveland to be that guy, and he ran to Wade and Bosh so he can get a ring. It's totally different. They did the opposite. They not built the same. That man Kobe Bean Bryant is compared to LeBron, he's a freaking giant, and LeBron is a freaking midget standing on other giant shoulders. That's what he is. That's the difference. He left Shaq. He left who leave Shaq on purpose to prove to the world that he's that guy. And LeBron did the total opposite. What you got to say about
it? But did it really work?
Yeah, it did work because Shaq left and he got 2 away from Shaq, and Shaq was only able to get 1.
Yeah.
Shaq was an undedicated, out of shape, fat 7-footer for most of his life. He wasn't dedicated to staying in shape. He was pretty much Zion Williamson, right? He was on the shoulders of Kobe Bryant. He was on Kobe Bryant's shoulder, and then he went and rode the coattails with D Wade. That's what Shaq was. He wasn't in shape almost the whole time he was in LA.
So I just left Target.
Yeah. Shelton, did you know? You did know that
back in the day needed to be in shape.
Say what?
Go ahead. Ooh.
Kobe was in shape.
Yes, he was. Mike was too.
So was. Pippen was too. Shaq was the only one that had to come back and play his way in shape the first 40 games.
Yeah. Sheldon, you did know that this podcast is going to ESPN tomorrow, and you're going to be heard all over the United States.
Hey, I hope it heard.
Lamar said, Flag gonna play Kobe picked a lot from other great players, not just MJ, and turned into the Black Mamba. Still put his flair and style into the games for sure, because he was way more of a fancy dribbler. He had a little bit of Iverson in his game with his dribbling and his crossover. Michael Jordan.
Who had Iverson in the game?
Kobe did.
Yeah, he had that one bop, blow past you, dunk. He had that.
Yeah, but that's something. But that's something he added to his game that MJ didn't. Utilize. He didn't.
Okay. All right. I just got one question for you, Shelton. Why do you think LeBron is better?
No, here we go.
Why? I mean, look how he played the game. Shoots better.
Oh, so you haven't seen Mike? You haven't never seen Mike play then?
I saw Mike. I saw them videos. It's about Mike. You know what the difference is? Mike was playing guys like me and you.
What?
Are you serious?
So you say Barkley was like me and you? Barkley was like me and you.
My greatest competition was me.
So that's what I'm saying. So you telling me Barkley was like you?
Yeah.
So you 6'6", 240, 260.
Listen. The name's Michael Jordan. these guys wasn't no GOAT, man. Come on, these guys are barely athletes. Patrick, look at Patrick Ewing.
So you
Yeah,
never seen Michael Jordan dunk then? You couldn't have seen him
Patrick
dunk.
Ewing was wearing knee pads on his first day.
Hey,
His
hey,
first game,
hey,
he
hey,
had knee pads on.
hey, you want to know how easy that whole thing can be debunked, right? Right.
Go ahead.
So this is how easy that can be debunked. You just stated 5 minutes ago that Kobe Bryant mimicked everything Michael Jordan did, and he still wasn't better than Michael Jordan. But yet Kobe Bryant cooked the whole era that you said was way more athletic than MJ. Hold on. If the lesser version of MJ cooked a whole era, what do you think MJ would have did to the era? And the second thing, when MJ was with the Wizards and he played at 40 years old in the All-Star game against this era that you said was more athletic, Vince Carter, KG, Shaq, all these dudes and Kobe, all of them was in the All-Star game. And MJ shined above all of them and was cooking them.
Right.
What did that show you? At 40 years old, what did that show you?
I call that shock value.
Okay.
You know why? Because
it was all
starstruck. It was starstruck. Oh, I want to say Kobe Jordan. You know, they pass on the baton. It happens all the time. Kobe dropped 60 points his last game. On a bad, you know, it happens. You think they'll let him have it? I mean, come on.
How come anybody let LeBron? How come anybody let LeBron drop 60 tonight then?
I mean, for some reason they hate LeBron, man. I don't know.
Well, we can truly say this: he got one person that love him.
That's for daggone sure.
Hey man, I appreciate you coming on. I know you should be pretty warm because we roasting you, but we ain't gonna worry about that. We love your company.
Oh yeah.
Hey, listen, man. I'm used to getting roasted, man. That's just, you know.
Yeah. Anytime you go ride with that side of the, anytime you go say that LeBron is the best player that you ever seen play basketball, you go get a lot of heat, and you can't even explain why he's the best.
No, I can't.
Without lying.
The numbers.
No, I don't. No, Mel, I don't think he's lying. I just think you know, if you don't know a lot about something, then you just gonna believe what you see.
Marvin, I know Sheldon, man. He don't believe what he's saying. I know. No, I know for a fact he don't believe that.
I know damn well he ain't drunk at this time of the night, is he?
No, he ain't drunk. It's just he just got so much troll in his blood. He loves trolling. He loves trolling.
Yes, he does.
He loves trolling.
I'm gonna say this. Only thing MJ did better than LeBron is averaging more points, 31.1 or 30.1 points.
Let me ask you a question, Sheldon.
That's the only thing he did better.
Let me ask you this question, Sheldon. Right? Because you said he scored. So you saying he scored better than LeBron? Let me ask you this:
he averaged more points.
The team
he had a super team in the 90s.
Oh Lord, the team with the most points. How often do they win the game at the end of the game? 100%, 75%, 50%, or 25%?
The team with the most points.
Yeah, the team with the most.
Win the game 100%.
100% of the time. So that shows you what's more important: scoring and defending. And Michael Jordan did both of those things better than LeBron. Case closed.
No, don't close it because I want to roast him a little longer. Don't close it. don't close it. I don't want to keep roasting him. If he gonna sit here, let's keep roasting him. You know, I mean, I like this.
You can't say that because James Harden, he's doing the same thing. He can't win a game.
Say again.
James Harden, he throwing up all the numbers. He can't win a game. So that debunks that.
Well, James Harden don't play no defense though. Michael Jordan did both.
He played A+.
He played A+ defense.
You say his defense didn't impress you?
Charles Barkley drunk beer after the game. That's the guys he played against. Michael Jordan was a special player.
Hey, so what does Zion drink after the game?
I don't know what he's doing.
Hamburgers don't come in liquid, man.
Listen, me and Zion got the same diet.
Hey,
it ain't working for both of us.
Hey, T-Mac said Zion need to go to Dr. Miami and get his body did.
Wow.
I still don't think Zion is a bust though. I think when he come back, we're gonna see something good out of Zion, but it don't look good right now.
Well, judging from what I seen from the Pelicans tonight, Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum, I really like that 1-2 punch. And I remember last season when Zion missed time and Brandon Ingram was playing all-star level basketball, and when they brought Zion back, they took the ball out of Brandon Ingram's hand and they tried to make Zion a point forward like Giannis, and then it took Brandon Ingram out of his element, right? But they did it for Zion. They were trying to figure out ways to get him points and market him and all this stuff, and I think that's the wrong approach. Zion has proven that he's a role player. You cannot focus your team around Zion. He's not good enough as a basketball player. He has the same attributes that LeBron had. He's big, fast, strong, and he can jump high. But he don't have a jump shot. His free throws is trash. He can't play off the ball. You gotta treat Zion like a role player. He cannot be your number one option. He needs to be 3 or 4. He's like I told somebody earlier today. He's a more athletic DeJuan Blair from the Spurs. That's what he is. He's just a big body that can jump. Utilize him like that. Do not take the ball out of CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram's hand when Zion comes back. Do not do it.
Shelton, did you wake up looking for this?
I'm gonna let you have this one, man. But it's always good speaking with you, Mel. I'm about to tap back out.
All right, bro.
All right. Yep. Take care. Appreciate it, boss.
Take care, man.
Wow. Was that? Wait a minute. That had to have been a prank call.
Nah, man. He really think LeBron's that guy.
Wow.
He been saying it since I know. I've been knowing him for what 2 years now, 3 years almost. And LeBron's been that guy for him. Lamar said Zion drink gumbo liquid at the bottom of the pot. Yeah, he might. He might.
Now I'm gonna say this though, guys. I think if Zion can get himself back in shape, he would be a nice fit back with the Pelicans.
If they use him right, yeah. But I'm telling you, if they do what they did last year and try to feature him, it's going to mess the team up.
Well, he's ball dominant,
and he's not good enough to be ball dominant. Like Michael Jordan was ball dominant and got numbers, but it wasn't winning basketball. You cannot be ball dominant on a 5-man team. I mean, it just makes no sense. It's just not winning basketball. And that's why ain't nobody scared of James Harden.
Well, he got Embiid, and they doing pretty damn well these first 2 games.
Yeah, but he can't beat James Harden without being ball dominant. Who else is gonna have an opportunity to make a play? I mean, you putting yourself in the situation where James Harden is the single point of failure. If James Harden failed, the teams fail.
He showed his true colors today when they put Embiid on the bench and he was out there by himself. 3 straight possessions. Nobody else touched the ball.
Single point of failure. Is James Harden that good to you? Mike, is James Harden good enough to be the single point of failure on your offense?
When you say single point,
I mean by him being so much of the engine of your team, he's always got the ball.
Okay. No, absolutely.
In order for your team to succeed, James Harden has to be on his A game.
No, because you've seen it over the years that James Harden only knows how to play one style of basketball. Mm-hmm. And if he's not in control of the ball or gets his touches, he's a totally different player. Like we saw it in Houston with Chris Paul. Come to find out, Chris Paul wanted to run more plays, structured plays. Harden didn't want to do that. Harden wanted to play hero ball. And then in Brooklyn, we heard the little reports, I don't know how true they are, that he would be getting upset because he wasn't getting more touches than Durant was. And that he would roll his eyes anytime a play was called up for Durant. I don't know how true that is. I'm putting that out there, but it makes sense looking at his history. You know, he wants to do this dribble drive. I want to dribble the air out of the ball 20 times before I put up a shot while everybody just stands there and watch them. And that's never won championships ever.
Nope.
On any level.
Nope. Not at all. Not at all. So I mean, yeah, they look good now. It's 2 games in. They're looking good now, but we know at some point somebody's gonna get in the playoffs and they're gonna make James Harden defend, number one.
Yeah.
And number 2, they're gonna make somebody else beat them. Depending on the team, because I was watching Draymond Green's podcast and he was talking about how no matter how good the Rockets was looking, right? He always knew they was gonna win because their game plan always worked in the fourth quarter. He said it don't matter how much the Rockets got up on them by, we always knew we was gonna win because the game plan was we can't stop James Harden, so we're gonna let him go nuts. But by the fourth quarter, he's gonna be gas.
Yeah.
And
I
if,
got a
if
question
James
for you
Harden,
guys.
yeah,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
and if James Harden was the only one getting loose for 3 quarters, and everybody else was cold, they can't help you in the fourth quarter once you run out of gas.
Yeah. I got a question for you guys. What would you guys do with Tom Thibodeau in New York?
He'll be gone. If I could find the coach that I want that fits that team, he will be gone on the first thing smoking as soon as the season's over.
Okay. So in other words, you saying you would fire him right now?
No, as soon as the season's over, I'll let him go.
All right, so
I wouldn't fire. It would take a lot for me to fire a coach during the season. I wouldn't do that.
Even after winning 2 out of 16, because that's what they have did.
Yeah, I'll let him finish the season up.
Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me with Tibbs. Like, when he's with the Bulls and they were locked in defensively, they were a hard team to beat. And I love defensive-minded teams. But I think he's in an era now where guys don't want to play defense. They don't want to work that hard on the defensive end, to play defense to get a better offense, if that makes sense. That's just me. I just, like, his style, I agree that he probably is going to be gone because his style of play is just not what people want to do these days.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this, guys. Earlier in the season, when this first started, I was real harsh on Tibbs, but I knew it was coming. So I don't know if you guys remember the last time I was on here with you guys. I told you guys that I do some podcasts up in New York. Well, I've been steadily doing them up to today, and I did another one today with Sims on Nothing But Knicks podcast. You guys need to check that out. It's cool.
Okay.
And the fans up there are done with it. They are finished with it.
Yeah.
But he did try to change, guys, today and the last game. He did try to make adjustments. He still didn't play McBride, which is their young point guard, but he did play that young center, and he took Taj Gibson out of the rotation.
Well, he did do that. Now I didn't watch that game. I was watching the score.
Their young point guard. He did play that young center.
Oh, somebody echoing.
And he took that's not me out of the rotation. That's not me.
That was me. My bad.
Okay. Well, so I didn't watch that game, but I was looking at the stats, keeping up with it, and I noticed that when the Knicks had the lead or when it was close, Emmanuel Quickly was in the game. Tibbs don't like playing quickly for some reason.
Right? Yeah, he took it, put Burks back in.
He put Burks back in, and I think Burks is a bigger guy. He's
not a point guard.
He's not a point guard. But he's a bigger guy, and he's a veteran. And I think Tibbs trusts him because he think he's a better defender than Quickly, right? But he's got to get out of that old school mindset.
Yeah,
Quickly
that's
had
what
it
I was
going.
just going to say.
Quickly was busting their head to the white meat. He had like 23 points. He was hitting jumpers and threes.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck are you thinking? And as soon as he took Quickly out, and I seen Burks was in, I seen that lead from Philly just balloon.
Yeah. As soon as he took him out, they went up by 6 and they never looked back.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason I'm bringing it up is because it's almost become I don't know how to put it. It's not funny.
Right.
It's not funny. I don't know if he didn't got so old that he don't know what he's just doing, really, man.
Well, this is what I heard about Tibbs before he even got the Knicks job, and the reason why he ended up leaving Chicago and Minnesota is that his practice is
Yeah,
where his guys out.
yeah.
His practice is where you out, and if you look at all his wing players, knee injuries seem to follow all of them. Lower body extremity injuries follow all of them. He
Yeah.
ran D Rose to the ground in Chicago.
He plays
And
his
Blue
guys
is-
a lot of minutes.
Yeah, and Kimba's knee. He keep pulling Kimba out. I don't think Kimba can keep up with what he's doing. Who else?
No.
Derrick Rose ankle messed up again this season. You know, I mean, Zach LaVine tore his ACL when he was in Minnesota.
Yeah,
I don't know if Tills was the coach then, but
he
I
was.
mean, it just. I mean, like guys just get hurt around him, and I don't know what he's doing at practice, man.
No, it's not just that. It's the minutes in the games, too.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
Randall and Barrett led the league last year, 1-2 in minutes. And this year, until RJ Barrett got hurt, they was 1-2 again.
yeah. Yeah,
So,
I'm sending him packing after this season. I don't care what the contract, how much he got left on his contract. I'm looking for a new coach, man.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing with the Knicks. The front office don't want to make that move because they didn't fire so many coaches. It make them look bad in being executives.
Well,
Like their decisions are no good.
Well, they need to stop being racist and hire a real good coach. I mean, people in sports and NBA and NFL sell themselves short because they start looking around for coaches, and it's got to be a white guy. Let's just be real. Like they're overlooking good coaches to find. Well, it's got to be a better one than this minority right here. I've got to find someone. Okay,
And they
how
had
about Tibbs?
they had a
Yeah.
brother. They had a brother, Woodson. And they let him go.
And the Knicks ain't been good since Woodson.
Yep.
Woodson
I
had
mean,
them rocking. Woodson
the
had
reason
them
I'm-
rocking.
The reason I'm bringing it up because I did 3 podcasts in the New York area this weekend.
Yeah.
And I started off, well, let me start by saying this. 2 months ago, a month and a half ago, I called in the Sims, Nothing But Knicks podcast, and I told them that Tib was going to end up ruining that team. And at the time, they were 21-20. But the day I called was the day he benched Kimba.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them, first of all, as bad as Kimba might have been playing up to that point, you won game over 500. You tinkering with something that you really, if you had to, just don't start him no more. Don't give him so many minutes. But Kimba had never in his life been benched at all.
Right.
And when he did it, quiet as it kept, it upset Fournier too, because they came together.
Mm.
And Fournier, being the professional that he is, he didn't just come to the coach and be mad. He kept trying to play, but his play went down. And I didn't think he was trying to sabotage then, but then they played 12 games without Kimba. They went 4-8. He brings Kimba back, and Kimba scores 44 points. So everybody praised Tibbs in New York. Well, that day, when he brought him back, I made another call to New York and got on a podcast. And I explained to the fans. I said, I really think you guys are blinded by what you think Tibbs did. First of all, if you bench somebody and they come back and score 44 points, what do you think they could have did in them 12 games that he didn't play? Also, you were 4-8 when he was out.
Yeah.
That ain't good.
Why do you think he benched him though? I mean, is
it
Kimba
was
not playing the defense he want?
Yeah, it was that Phoenix game. They got blew out. And he felt most of the blame went to Kimba in that game. So him being flat-headed, he said, okay, forget it. And it wasn't just you coming off the bench. He benched him indefinitely. I mean, like
and
You don't even,
announced it at that. And this is
yeah,
what I like. This is what I like about good coaches like Greg Popovich. When he got a young Tony Parker, and Tony Parker couldn't hit that elbow mid-range jump shot.
To save
Um,
his life.
he couldn't. He
he
couldn't.
developed it.
He stayed with him, and they hired someone just for
To
the
help.
mid-range elbow shot that Tony
That's right.
worked on, and it became his bread and butter. You got to coach a guy, right? And benching him is not always the answer. Benching him and then announcing it and saying he's not playing no more
Yeah.
for the whole
I
season. That's
mean,
not the answer. You don't do that to a former All-Star, at least, unless they're
yeah.
playing like Westbrook. You know what I mean? What I thought he benched him for was because his knee's not ready. I thought Kimber's knees
No.
was shot.
At that time, it wasn't about the knee. It was about his play. And when I mentioned
Yeah.
that on the show today and yesterday, I did a show today and I did one yesterday. And when I mentioned it to the fans and to the panel, it was almost like they didn't know it. But I referenced back to me calling in and speaking with Sims, and I told him, I spoke to Sims. I told him this. I said, I'm not saying that Kimba's benching is not warrant, but I just don't believe in the fact of him saying that he don't know when he's going to get back in the lineup. Now, if I'm doing bad, as far as maybe not playing good D or something like that, hey man, I can, you can bench me, pull me out, or bring me off the bench. But to say you don't know when I'm coming back, that's like you fired.
Yeah.
And
I don't get
and
that.
it really erupted through that team, and they ain't never recovered since, man.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get it. Yeah, the
I
Knicks
mean,
in trouble though. They
even
need
with
to
bad
change.
play, even like you say, even with bad play, you shouldn't handle it that way.
But is it bad play though, or is it just
It was it was. I mean, in that game, they wasn't going to beat Phoenix anyway. Phoenix was rolling. They were 20-20 they were 21-20 when they played them.
Yeah,
And Phoenix was rolling.
When you get certain personnel, I think coaches should be able to number one, don't bring in a player that ain't gonna fit your system. Number two, if you do get a player who got different skill sets than what your system, you gotta put him in position to be successful. And I don't understand what a small 5'11" point guard like Kemba is supposed to be doing in Tibbs' system. It looked like Tibbs' system is, I want you to be locked down defensively, and he want big guards for that. So I don't know if I don't know if Kemba is his type of point guard. Period.
Well,
So I don't think it's nothing Kemba can do to stay in the good graces of Tibbs. So
that's right. Well, see, but that goes back to the front office. Because supposedly Tibbs told him he didn't really want Kemba.
probably did. He probably did.
But here's the deal. Remember, the Knicks made the playoffs last year.
They did.
So in their eyes, they felt getting rid of Alfred Payton, and I can't remember the other guy, the forward. He went to the Mavericks. Was the best route, and bringing in offense with Kemba and Fournier would solidify them going further in the playoffs because they felt they were rock solid on defense because of Tibbs. But what they did was got rid of the core of the defense when they got rid of those other two guys. And they replaced them with two guys who can't play defense. And it has snowballed downhill, man. And today when I did the show with Tibbs, I mean with Sims, man, I was feeling sorry for him, man. The fans up there are just blown away. And they calling for his head. They call him, they don't want him. They don't want him no more, man.
What you think, Mike?
I mean, I haven't really watched too much New York basketball. I don't know. That's why I remember I asked y'all the last podcast, like what happened between last year and this previous year. Like it seemed like they was going up high, but then all of a sudden, I know they made a few trades, but shit just kind of went downhill. I mean,
I'm trying to think. Hold on, let me get the stats of this other guy who they got rid of. Now, Effort Payton is an underrated defender, and he was their point guard. Well, they were upset with him because he wasn't scoring a lot, but he was a
Right.
lockdown defender.
Okay.
Which in the same sense, like our Bulls. Here's the deal: with Io being halfway decent on defense, it helps Vooch, DeMar. It helps everybody. If you can get over the top of them screens, then people don't have to come up. They can't get lobs. But as you see here recently, when Io plays against top-notch point guards, he really can't match up with them, and we get exposed. It makes us understand how much we really miss Alonzo Ball.
Yeah,
let me find it.
But Ayo's what? He's a rookie this year, right?
Yeah, he's a rookie. I mean, and I understand that. I'm not bragging on him. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying he's but when you get exposed like that, here's the difference in that. Billy Donovan, he's still patient with it. He's still playing it. When Tibbs will not play their rookie, who is Deuce McBride, he won't even play him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won't. And he won't play quickly a lot of minutes either.
No, but not quickly is erratic. But still, here's the deal. You're using Burke at the point, and he's not a point.
Yeah, I hate Burke at the point. I really do.
I mean, you hurt the team and him. You playing him out of position, and the team is not flourishing through it. Hang on, let me get this guy's name up. Because this guy here.
And there's nothing wrong with playing a big point guard that's not a conventional point guard. I seen Phil Jackson do that a lot. You know, he did it with Ron Harper. Then he bought Ron Harper. Yeah, Cool Coach was a little point forward. So I'm good with that if you're trying to go defense. But you have to have the type of offensive sets that don't hurt.
And that point forward needs to be pretty good in setting up the offense.
Right, and that's all they need to be doing. But they run an offense where they want to shoot threes like some of these other teams, and you got a big point guard who ain't a shooter like that putting up volume threes. Like, I hate to see Burks getting these open threes, man. So I mean, when you got those big point guards, you need to have some type of San Antonio offense or a triangle, the triangle offense. You got to have something that I can take advantage of this big point guard. Am I gonna get him in the post at all? Am I getting any mismatches with him? They're not doing that. They just using him like he's a shooter. He shoot more jumpers and threes than
Burks is not even close to being a point guard. He just rush up the court and stop, and then here. I mean, he don't set up nothing.
Well, I rather have him the way.
That could be us doing that. We can do that.
Yeah, I mean, I let them know I might be 60, but I know I can rush up the court and say here. Well, I don't know if I would make it all the way, but
I'd rather have Burks than Westbrook right now. That's for sure.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I'll be damned. In New York's case, I think they would probably rather have Westbrook right now.
Impossible. Nah. That's no way.
Man, Westbrook is good if you count turnovers.
No. Speaking of turnovers, man, you know who the number one all-time leader in turnovers is?
Wow, that's a hell of a question.
Is it Westbrook?
No, it's LeBron.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it is LeBron. Yeah.
Number one.
I just saw that the other day.
Reggie Bullock. That's who they let go. Him and Alfred Payton. And see, Bullock is a hell of a defender. And he's long. And they never dreamed, because when I mentioned that to them today, the New York panel told me, Marvin, you're right. You underestimated that getting rid of him. And Tibbs should have fought tooth and nail to keep it because he knew he needed it.
Bro.
So they struggling up there. And
I just think the problem is with the league right now is a lot of these teams they don't want to take the time to invest in certain players. They don't want to build. Like, it seems like everybody is in a must-win now type scenario.
Yeah.
And it's bad to me. It's bad for basketball. Like, it's like you said, there's so many underrated players who bring so much to the team, but because
That's right, man.
they don't carry that star name, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
we can get rid of them. You know, we have a team that looks good on paper, i.e. the Lakers. We can
Yeah.
just throw it out there and
Mhm.
just it's supposed to work, you know.
And they just looking for the stats.
Yeah. It's like they don't have the glue guys that, you know, that really hold the teams together and stuff like that.
And you know what?
Hold on, Marvin. I'm gonna tell you how smart LeBron is.
Mm.
So, and I'm gonna tell you how he. I mean, I'm not gonna say all of his finals appearances is based on this, but this is how smart he is. LeBron knew he was the cash cow for the NBA. He knew that. He knew it was in the NBA's best interest to have him succeed, you know, at least make him deep playoff runs, right? So, you know, but he could back that up, as you know, because he was putting these teams together. He played on a super team in Miami. He went and played with Kevin Love and Kyrie in Cleveland, and then he was a dog himself, right? You know, when he was in his prime. When he went to the Lakers, got AD there, and then he seen what Brooklyn did by adding Harden. You got KD and Kyrie over there. In his mind, he was thinking, hey, man, they got a big three over there. They're the talk of the town. They're the talk of the NBA. You know, this might be who the NBA might be pushing to get to the finals, right? And he tried to match that in storyline. And that's why he, instead of picking players that was better for basketball for his team, like Buddy Hield and whoever else that was going to get, was it Buddy Hield and DeMar DeRozan, he went with the name of Westbrook because now that puts me on an even playing field in the storyline with the Brooklyn Nets. I too now got a big three. And he thought the NBA was going to be like, we want to see Brooklyn and the Lakers in the finals. And he thought that was going to help them in some of these games, because the way they call these games could change everything. They're not giving the Lakers any calls for some reason.
Yeah.
Right. And they could start winning if the referees should start favoring them a little bit. But I think the NBA is done with LeBron. So he's not getting the refs' favor anymore on his teams, because they're not trying to push him to the finals. Yeah. So he know, but he was trying to get back in that storyline so he could get that NBA help. But the NBA done took their protection off of him, and they ready to move on from LeBron, and for good reason, man. I mean, for you to come out here and your whole career, you almost make a crazy trade when your team is not playing good. Either you fire a coach when your team is not playing good, you fire him in the middle of the season, or you make a blockbuster trade in the middle of the season. And this year, no franchise would do a trade with them clowns.
I know it.
The NBA
and you know,
is done with them.
The guy who's and I was on another podcast. This guy's name is Eru, and he referenced something so not the same thing about the Knicks. This is actually was about the Bulls. He referenced something that kind of blew my mind. I'm gonna ask you guys this. He kind of compared the Bulls team of right now, not in the same, stats and quality, but in the build level of Jordan and Pippen, kind of like Lonzo and DeMar.
No, that was a stretch.
Yeah.
Well, but wait a minute, guys. Hold on. Now listen. Now, if you look at it, Scotty was a better defender, way better defender than anyone. Mike was a better player than anyone. But the positions, DeMar really is a small forward, and Zach is a two. I'm not saying I agree. I'm just saying
I can't support it.
I mean, but they can win with it.
I can't support it. I can't. As soon as he made that comparison, I don't even want to talk about it no more. There's no way I give any type of leeway to that type of stretch.
It would have made more sense if they'd have said DeRozan and Levine starting out. I would have still said it was a stretch, but that would have had more validity to it. But
no, I don't think you guys understand what I'm saying. He didn't say it in a sense like they were the same production. He just said the mold make of the team.
But they don't even match either. It's more comparable to D Rose's team, where they had Joakim Noah and Tyrus Thomas and whoever they had helping Kurt Heinrich and D Rose and whoever else was there.
D Rose don't fit the mold of neither one of them. And DeRozan does fit a little bit of mold of Jordan.
But the team is constructed the same way. They got one guy who's their guy. Rose was their guy, just like with that Bulls team. DeRozan is the guy, and then you got it surrounded with like Vucevic or Joakim Noah. They're kind of the same.
That's what I'm saying, and that was another. He bought up Vooch and Joakim.
Yeah,
I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I agreed with him. It just tripped me out when he said it.
What makes the Bulls team so unique? What actually works is the fact that like all these guys are still fairly young. There's really not any egos or any big name stars on this Bulls team. So they all came together and said, "Hey, I want to win. You want to win. It's not like these dudes are just like, oh shit, I've won 5 championships. I'm just gonna coast. They all came together with a goal. And like, don't get me wrong, I'm a Bulls fan, but I see them maybe getting out of the first round, but not the second round, just because of the inexperience. Like, I think DeRozan is the only person with real playoff experience on that team.
Well, I want to say this. I want to say this too.
And they just added big man. They just added
Tristan.
Tristan. But there's still a lot of growing pains that they're going to have to go through.
But I want to say this, guys. I'm blown away. I'm blown away by people's assessment of most of these teams getting out of the first round, but not the second. In the East, your first round might be harder than the second.
This year, yeah, for sure, because you got so many injuries with the Brooklyn Nets, who was the preseason favorite, and then they getting healthy and getting all their guys right before the
And the reason I'm saying that is because after the first round is over, a lot of the big boys gonna be gone.
Like who?
Man, if it started today, the 3 and 4 teams would be Milwaukee and Cleveland. And where Brooklyn stands, they would play Milwaukee. I mean, they would play Miami. And we would play, if they won, they play it. We would play Toronto. So in the first round, Miami would play Brooklyn. Philly would play Milwaukee. So by the time the second round hit, most of the big boys gone.
It depends who wins, though. Like, who wins out?
All 4 of them, all 6 that I just named are good. So 3 of them going to be gone. I don't care which way you put it. Because they playing each other.
That's fair.
If Brooklyn plays Miami, somebody's got to lose. If Philly plays Milwaukee.
But listen. Before the season started, who were your contenders coming out of the East? I think most people had Brooklyn,
Philly,
Milwaukee.
Miami.
No, Brooklyn and Milwaukee. They're the defending champions, right?
Yeah.
So I don't care how good Miami has been playing, or Toronto, or Cleveland. They're not considered the big boys. Now that Harden is in Philly, then you can add that third team. That's the big boy. But in my mind, Brooklyn and Milwaukee has always been a favorite. So as long as they get out of the first round, the big boys is still in.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this. I don't feel Milwaukee half as I do Miami.
Miami play real good defense, real good basketball, and they got shooters surrounding around them. And then Jimmy Butler can be a guy to get you last second buckets or whatever. I like the way they construct.
That's in the East to me, right? And it's yet to be said about Philly.
You think they're the best in the East and they got the biggest ceiling, or do you think the Brooklyn Nets?
No, I just think they're the best built team for playoffs basketball.
You don't think if Brooklyn can put it together in these last 20 games that they're not the best?
Nope.
So
the reason I'm saying this is because Miami is the better defensive team.
We haven't seen Brooklyn with Ben Simmons yet, though.
Man, come on, man. I'm not going to even get on that subject, man.
Why not? Why not?
Because you ain't seen him either.
Okay.
So you can't say good, you can't say bad.
We know he's a first team all defensive player.
That was last year.
Okay.
That was, you know how long ago that was?
I think with Simmons, it's hard to say. Like, we know what he did with, the Sixers. I think there's more weapons available, but he's going to have to change his mentality he ain't gonna be able to go for 27 a night with Durant on that team. Like,
Well, he never did average no 27. He
But
was more of a different.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like, he's going to have to kind of evolve into this pass first point guard.
Yeah, man. And not
All
only
right,
that,
so let me explain
guys,
this to y'all. Hold on, Marvin. Let me explain this to y'all. Right. There was a rumor some years ago that Draymond Green was on the trade block for Ben Simmons.
I remember that. Yeah.
All right. And everyone started talking about, man, Ben Simmons and Draymond Green both do the same thing. They both are good defenders and they can defend multiple positions. They both rebound and they both play that point forward position. All right. Only difference is Ben Simmons is actually better than Draymond. So imagine
from what standpoint?
Basketball, period.
I can't.
Draymond might be a better locker room leader. He might be a better vocal floor leader on the floor. But for all purposes of basketball, if you 6'8" Draymond Green and you 6'11" Ben Simmons with a 7-foot wingspan, and you can post up and you can guard all these positions and you run the break better. I mean, you do everything Draymond do, but better.
I do agree that Draymond or that Simmons is the better offensive player. I do believe, but I think that Green, hands down, has been one of the smartest defenders we've had in the league in a while. Not the greatest.
And Mike, and you're right about that. Except, I've been watching Ben Simmons since his rookie season. He's a better defender than Draymond. Trust me. Trust me.
I don't know. I think when it comes to, I guess we will see. We will see.
Well, the NBA voted him first team, so I mean, but what are we supposed to do? He played the same position as Draymond. He's first team.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen. Did Ben Simmons not lock down Trae Young in a series last year in the playoffs?
Yeah, he's like 6'11". Trae Young's like 5'4", man.
But you can't put Draymond on Trae Young. That's barbecue chicken.
Ben Simmons is not the same player, guy. Have y'all seen him on the bench? He act like he at home while he's sitting on the bench.
Nah, I'm not going there.
We're not going to touch that.
Defense travels. Defense travels.
Why is he not playing yet?
Because he haven't been playing all season. You don't want to get out there and tear a hamstring trying to.
Okay, so when is he supposed to be ready?
That's up to him and his doctors, bro. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, y'all. It's something more to it than what has been said.
No, it's not, man.
So they say he was dealing with type of back tightness or something like that. And I get it if you haven't played or trained in a while, which he should have been training. So I get that they don't want to rush him. Also, at the same time, the biggest reason why he wasn't playing basketball to begin with was his mental health.
That's what I'm getting to.
I know that, and that's why I was hesitant to touch this, because I know me and Mel, we see it differently on this one.
Yeah, we see it just a little bit different. No, just a little bit different. Now, first of all, the reason why he's not playing because he didn't want to play for Philly, right? So what he did, and I kind of understand what he did, and I don't know who I was talking to, but I said that every player that's on the court has a mental obstacle that they have to get over or get around to perform like they want to perform, right?
Okay.
But what Ben Simmons did is said, whatever mental obstacle I've always had to get over, I'm not going to do it for Philly no more. So it's not like he made up a mental issue. He just said, it's almost like when Scottie Pippen had the ankle injury and he could have got surgery during the summer, but he said, because y'all playing with my contract, I'm gonna get the surgery at the beginning of the season so I can miss half the season. Scottie did that for the Bulls. But Ben is doing it with his mental illness. He's saying, yeah, I would normally play through this, but I'm just not gonna do it for Philly.
So he used his mental illness as a reasons to get out of Philly.
No, he said, I'm not playing for Philly. And Philly was like, okay, we're gonna take your money. And then he came back and then he was like, I give it a go. And then Philly made it more more of a hostile work environment, right? And he was like, you know what, since y'all want to play that game, I just won't have to get over all this stuff. I just bow out. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. It ain't like he used a false diagnosis to.
That's kind of what he did, though.
No, but so let me ask you a question. With Antonio Brown, we talked about that as well, and everyone said wait. Everyone said he used an injury not to go back in the game, and everyone was like, well, he was hopping up and down and doing jumping jacks. Wasn't nothing wrong with his ankle, but then when you see an MRI that shows that his ankle was toe up, that's a medical diagnosis that said he was playing on a bum ankle. And what he did was said, well, I was going to play through this, but now that you're treating me like this, I'm not going to play through it any longer. That's the same thing Ben Simmons said. He said, I'm not going to play through this for Philly.
You know, he still hasn't gotten surgery on that ankle, right? Like he said he was supposed to, or like he said it needed. He said it needed.
But that's neither here nor there because the MRI showed that his ankle is jacked up.
But he was in so much pain, and that was the reason why he could not play.
But Mike, that's irrelevant because the MRI showed that his ankle was jacked up, just like the doctor diagnosed Ben with what he diagnosed him with. So we can't even play with it. It's a doctor has said and trumped us and said this is legit. So we can't have that conversation anymore. A doctor said it's legit.
But the question is, could he still have played because he's done it before, correct?
Who? Which one? Ben Antonio Brown.
I don't want to spend too much time. I wanted to get back to the Simmons thing, but
I don't think that's a fair question. If a doctor says your ankle is jacked up and you decide I'm not gonna play on a jacked up ankle, that's more than okay. That's your prerogative. The only reason why.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He had to get shot up. Everyone knew he had to get a needle and get shot up to get on the field. So if you're playing on an ankle that you shouldn't play on, and you're doing it for your team, right? You're obviously doing it for a reason. But once if that team started treating you like trash, and then you say, you know what, I'm not about to risk my whole leg for y'all.
He already did.
He already did, but that don't mean you have to keep doing that. That's just like saying, hey, you gave me the draws last weekend, so you got to give it to me this weekend. You can't tell a girl that. If she say no, it's rape.
Sorry.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and that sounds a little rapish to me. Hey, you did it before, so keep doing it. No, you can't say that. Hey, you played on the bum leg before, so now you got to do it this time. So if I make my decision to say no, that's my prerogative, and I already have the diagnosis, and I'm not taking another needle in my ankle to play for someone who don't give two craps about me.
Oh no, he'd already done the needlework. Like he was in the game playing, and
then he changed his mind and said, if you're going to treat me like that, I'm not going to keep risking my foot. So back to Ben. Ben decided the way you're treating me and talking about me, I'm not going to keep risking and ignoring my mental health for this organization or this coach or this player in Joel Embiid. I'm fine with it.
It is a great narration, but I don't believe that, man. We might as well move on from this.
Yeah, but it's true though, Mike. He has a diagnosis? You think the doctor's lying?
There's a lot of players. What was that?
Y'all talking about Ben?
Yeah.
We back on Simmons.
He has a diagnosis.
There's something wrong with Ben, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with him. He's fine. He's out of Philly, and that was his triggering environment. You know, everyone who has some type of mental health diagnosis has something or a person or area or situation that triggers them. They have triggering moments. If you have PTSD, things trigger you. You've seen the old Vietnam vets that if you come and touch them in their sleep, they wake up fighting. You know, it's certain things that trigger them. They hear gunshots, they go into a episode. You know, so whatever his trigger is you know, being out of Philly is a better environment for him, and that's fine. I just think it's unfair with someone be like, oh man, Ben's smiling, he ain't got no mental issue. What? Oh man, he's playing for Brooklyn, so wasn't nothing wrong with him. Like that is the most unfair thing I ever heard in my life.
Something's wrong with him,
bro.
I'm telling you, something wrong with him.
What's wrong with him, Marvin?
Well, I don't want to say it on air.
Why? You go get the channel shut down by what you about to say?
No, but I mean, man, he just don't look right to me, man. And I look at it like this. I don't see the reason why he ain't playing. Don't tell me he ain't in shape.
I don't honestly think he hasn't done any kind of basketball related activity since.
Well, that means something wrong with his head. Then he knew he was coming back.
And I agree on that aspect. Like I think even if you're not playing, you are still an athlete. You know, you are still
That's
playing,
right.
Unless you just plan on quitting.
Yeah, as long as he didn't want to play no more.
But I do think he should have stayed in shape and trained. I don't know if he didn't or did not. I mean, we don't know, but they did say
I think he is straight. I just don't think his head is right.
Let me ask y'all this. Y'all do know Harden is on his second game, right? So that means he missed a couple of weeks as well.
And he back already.
It's okay for and remember, and James didn't miss the whole season like Ben. So for a play, I mean, there's nothing that can simulate a basketball game. You can run and keep your win, but the fact that you stopping and going so much and planting and jumping and banging and pushing and doing all that stuff, you have to get your body ready for that before you jump into an NBA basketball game with the greatest athletes on earth, right? You know, so yeah, he's in shape, he can run, his wind is good and all that good stuff. He's been practicing with the team, but we're not about to rush him out there so he can go out there and tear a hamstring. That's what happened to Harden.
Simmons, right?
Talking about Simmons. That's what happened with Harden last year. That's why he was dealing with the hamstring, because he did the same thing with the Rockets and was like, I don't want to play, and then he faked the fat suit and
wait a minute,
wasn't playing and all that stuff. And then when he got to Brooklyn, he tried to go 100%, and that hamstring gave out on him.
Okay, now I heard you say he's been practicing. He's not practicing with the team.
Yes, he is.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Wait, are you talking about Harden or Simmons?
Simmons practicing.
Yeah, he has been practicing with the team.
He's been practicing since he got there.
Like they got video of him working out with Kyle Korver, working
shooting
on
coach.
Shot.
Yeah, and he's been at the practices learning the plays. He's been in the film room with him learning the plays. He's putting in work, man.
But it's just taking him a little longer to comprehend it.
No, they don't want to rush him on the court because he hasn't played the whole season, and they want to make sure that his body is going to be ready for an NBA.
Okay, the reason I'm asking you these questions in this way,
is
because I want to go to this.
Okay.
You know, they just said that. They just said that Derrick Rose got to have another surgery or something, right?
I heard. Well, yeah, I heard.
I
heard about it.
Do you believe it?
Yeah.
No, he don't.
What did he get injured?
Ankle.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Listen. Day before yesterday,
he had a surgery, and he's having minor setbacks on it, so they think they might have to go back in there because he had a skin infection. They reported, from a result of the surgery, and they want to go back in there and rectify it.
Have you seen his skin?
No.
Ain't nothing wrong with Derrick Rose, man.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
a
what's the issue?
PR move.
Is it?
The reason I'm saying this is because they're telling you this boy here is practicing too, right?
Who, Derrick Rose?
Right? Yeah, he practicing. They show him out there lifting weight and running, jumping over the wall and all that, but he ain't playing.
You know, so is Brooklyn doing the same thing with Joe Harris's ankle? He had surgery on his ankle, and he had a setback. And
no, Brooklyn has no reason to do that with him. The reason the Knicks are doing this is because Thibodeau do not want Derrick Rose on the team, so he would have to play these youngsters. So in Thibodeau's case, the front office agreed, just like they said that Kemba agreed to sit out the rest of the season. He didn't say that. That was a PR move. They told him to sit out. But then they want to come and tell us that Kemba agreed, said he came to them and said, look at now how many players come to their owners and coaches and say, look, man, I think I'm just gonna sit out the rest of the year.
Players that's not 100% healthy, that's getting guaranteed money.
No, man,
I was just about to say, if he's getting paid, I mean,
yeah, because they offered Kimball to buy him out so he can go find a team to play with, and he was like, "No, I'm good. Give me my money."
like Luol Deng did the same thing with the Lakers.
But but this one here has more merit. Listen to this. Tib all this time has been saying he can't play the youngsters as long as he has these veterans on the squad. So they had to find a reason to make it seem like he's not on the team anymore.
So the ankle surgery was the ankle injury and the surgery was.
But day before yesterday, he was in the gym working out and said he'd play the next day, and then late on that night, now he got an infection.
Yeah, that's how setbacks and infections work. Like you
not needed on the roster.
You have surgery, rehab, then you start practicing with the team to put it to a test, and then the next morning you wake up and you see if there's any pain or if there's any swelling. If it is, then you're not ready yet.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone, but I'm just gonna say this: when you hear later down the line,
I understand what you're saying because
John
Wall's in a similar situation right now.
I'm telling you, the whole thing with this situation in the Knicks has been he will not play the youngsters as long as Kemba and Derrick Rose and all of these guys are on the roster.
So is it the coach or the front office is holding these guys out?
The front office and the coach got together and say, okay, we can just come up with something, we can say Kemba said he want to sit out. And then in Derrick Rose's case, when he's ready to come back, we can say he had a setback.
Okay. So you saying it'll be a bad look if they bench Rose and Kemba for the young guys?
No. Tibbs wasn't going to do it. He already said, as long as they own the roster, he's going to play them. But if they're not on this roster, then I'll play these young guys.
Oh, okay. I mean, that could be true.
Yeah. But I don't. But see,
the science behind that, bro.
That could be true. But the thing about that, Marvin, is that injury report. When you put something on there, it's supposed to be real, or the teams can get in trouble. You can't lie about that.
Well,
right?
It's
supposed to be real.
They didn't say he's having another surgery. They said he had an infection. You can lie about infection. A skin infection, they can put some on his leg and make some bumps come on it.
Man,
not a surgery. I'm just telling you, the best way.
But Marvin, is more than this basketball stuff that's going on when you do stuff like that, because you got doctors who could lose their license as well for lying about stuff like that. It's just not easily. It's just not easily done to lie.
Okay, but they have never said that a doctor diagnosed this. They didn't say that a doctor. They know doctor came up.
My bad.
Had no doctor.
It's an injury report. It has to be on there from the team docs.
Okay, all right. When it comes out later, then you say, "Damn, Marvin told me that." Watch.
Yeah, when it comes out later, if it does, then I will say that. I'm just saying, I don't buy it.
Yeah. And I don't buy them saying that he all of a sudden got a damn skin infection. Ain't no way in hell. And he was ready to play. Now all of a sudden he got a skin infection because everybody wanted him to play the youngsters, and he still didn't play the boy. today, and they
Well,
lost.
It would have been more believable if they would have said we go have ankle in season-ending ankle surgery, and that was it. The fact that he's trying to come back and he's practicing and had a setback. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, but now they saying just the knowledge of it, he's gonna be out the rest of the season.
Hey, I mean, the Knicks season almost over anyway.
Well, you're right. It's been over.
They ain't got but 20 games. They ain't going to the playoffs.
And they got Philly again tomorrow.
They can beat Philly. They almost beat them tonight.
They sure did. You're right.
Yeah.
Fellas, I'm gonna have to let y'all have it. It's
yeah, for sure, man. We had 2 hours, 2:05, man, and I was supposed to only be 30 minutes on here, and it was supposed to only be about the Lakers, man. Marvin, you came here and you steered the conversation to so many different corners of the earth, and I appreciate you for it. Mike, I appreciate it, man.
I'm sorry,
the Lakers straight doo-doo, and I just look. I was downstairs doing work on the computer, man. When I was watching that game, I was like, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. And then everybody started going in the group and started putting on their Superman cape, trying to save LeBron. And I said, man, I'm about to go ahead and cook this dude off the bone, man.
Say, Mike, when I came on, he was riding LeBron so hard.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
He was riding him down like an old sheep.
I'm just disappointed, man. You see that man right there, though? That's the Mamba, man. Hey,
I see that hat on your head. Do that say Lakers?
It does say Lakers, man. I had to put it on in honor of Kobe Bryant and Magic Johnson. This ain't for LeBron.
Okay,
this is not for them. This is a Staples Center Lakers hat, man. This ain't for LeBron or AD. Huh?
You're a Laker fan right now?
No, I'm not a Laker fan. I'm a basketball fan. I ain't got no team.
Okay.
What I look like a grown man rooting for a team, and have me in here lying about what I see because I like the squad. LeBron and Laker fans in there lying to myself. But he's 37. So you're 19. What? Just call a spade a spade.
They not Laker fans. They just LeBron fans.
They LeBron stands. Yeah. See,
they gotta go down with it.
That's the great thing, Marvin. When you don't have a team and you just like the sport, you can call it like you see it.
He can talk shit about everybody.
You can talk smack about anything that you see that look like trash. You can call it trash, and you don't have to come in here and cap and cape for your favorite player or your favorite team. That's all people do is cap. Just go. Hey, did you join the group? Did you join man down? Go join the group on Facebook. You see them in there caping, Superman that hole.
When you doing another show, man?
The next Lakers game.
Oh Lord, have mercy!
I'm coming in here after every game. I'm coming in after every Lakers game. Every Lakers game. We got 20 more games. I'm coming here at the Lakers game because I told these fools when they first picked up all this daggone street trash and all this daggone roadkill. I said, man, y'all got rust. This is about to be bad. This is about to be real bad. I ain't talking about good bad. I'm talking about bad meaning bad. And
are you serious?
I told everybody. I'm talking you gonna do it
after every Laker game.
I'm coming in after every Laker game until I get LeBron fans in here that can come on here and show their face and talk and stop trying to type in my group and do all this caping. They don't want to show up and show their face. All that caping with being Twitter thugs and
I know some. I'm gonna bring them in here to you.
Bring them in here because somebody got to come in here and explain to me how this man better than Kobe Bryant.
They ain't gonna come if they losing.
You're right.
Well, and that's the problem I got. And that's the problem I got because when LeBron ball good and the Lakers win, I have no issues coming in here and saying LeBron played a real good game. I like what I saw. I ain't got no issues doing that. But
hey man,
when that dude out there stat padding trying to get 30 and they down by 30 and he's still in the game in the fourth quarter, I'm gonna call it out. And anybody that's gonna come in here and try to act like ain't nothing wrong with that, or some other player did it, You ain't. I mean, you ain't. Like I
Well,
said, Kobe scored 60 and sat down
they
the
play
whole
again.
fourth.
They play again Tuesday.
Well, I go live Tuesday every Tuesday anyway, so we'll for sure be in here on Tuesday.
Yeah. Hey, I got to roll, y'all. It's 2:00 in the morning here.
All right, peace.
All right, man. Y'all take care.
Yep.
Appreciate it, guy.
Yep.
I'm out.